8, na?
8.
Yeah. Omkar, just tell them to send push notification.
Ma'am, we are live now and we will send in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you all present on this webinar. Hi, this is Sharmila Kambli, and I head the MTF here at HDFC Securities. This session is here exclusively to talk about the market, as we've seen markets almost in the red mode, a bloodbath almost. We've been witnessing a fall into the market. So we have a research specialist here, Mr. Vinay Rajani, who will talk about what is the outlook for the market and what is the outlook for margin trade funding. So over to you, Vinay.
Yeah, thank you, Sharmila. Hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. So, good evening, friends. Myself, Vinay Rajani from Prime Research Team of the HDFC Securities, and I'm here to talk about the market trend, where are the benchmark indices are headed, and what is our outlook for the short term on the markets. And we will also discuss about the MTF product and the open MTF calls and how we are planning to come out with a MTF recommendations from the HDFC Securities in this uncertain scenario. So without much ado, let us start up with the market view, which we already shared in our weekly report, which is called Prime Tech Weekly Report, and this was shared on Sunday, this last Sunday. And basically, this is a Nifty chart. So we all know that Nifty has witnessed a fall of 13% from the all-time high. So 26,277 was the all-time high made in September 2024, and from that level, Nifty has fallen now to fallen 13% from the high. So we have reached to 22,700 almost. And the recently of late, we have seen that Nifty is trying to take support around 22,700 to 22,800 zone. There has been multiple attempts by Nifty to protect this level. And we today also we saw that Nifty made a low around 22,800 and bounced back by 170 points. So there has been multiple attempts by the Nifty to protect this level. But however, on the upside, we need to wait for the proper resistance to get take out to take a bullish view on the markets, because Nifty is currently trading below all the moving averages. So that suggests that the positional trend has still on the downside, and 23,000, 23,200 is a strong resistance zone, above which we can say that there is a confirmation of a bullish reversal. But till then, we can say that the primary trend will remain bearish. So no doubt, Nifty is protecting the level of 22,700, 800 zone. But on the upside, on the flip side, we are also waiting resistances to be taken out on the higher side. And according to us, resistance is around 23,200, which happens to be the previous swing high on the daily chart. So we are in a current range, and there are many things to discuss about the markets. Like this is the fifth consecutive month for the Nifty to fall. So Nifty has been falling since October 2024, and this is the fifth consecutive month where Nifty has fallen. And in the history, if we were to look at the history of Nifty since inception, I mean from the 1995, Nifty has not fallen by more than 5 months consecutively since inception. And this time also this number has reached to 5. That means there is a good chances, looking at the seasonality and looking at the historical monthly performance of the Nifty, there is a good chance in the coming month we will see some recovery in the market. But where we can see the recovery, it all depends on that. So the small cap, these are the small cap and mid cap charts. So basically, small cap index has fallen 23% from its all-time high. The all-time high for the small cap index was formed at on in December 2024, and from that level, small cap index has fallen 23% against the fall of 13% in the Nifty. So that's what we feel, that this underperformance will continue, because in last 3-4 years, small cap and mid caps have given exceptional return to the investors, and this time, as we have entered into a bearish zone, the small cap mid caps will keep on underperforming. So margin of safety is very less in the small cap and mid caps, and they are looking very weak on the charts, and we are expecting the underperformance to continue. So if we recover from here, there is a good chance that we can see some pullback rally from here, from the support levels. In that case, we will be focusing more on the large cap stocks, because Nifty is relatively looking stronger than the small cap and mid cap indices. And we should, if we are taking a long bet, if we are taking a MTF recommendations on the long side, if market recovers, then definitely the focus and priority should be given to the large cap stocks, because many ratio charts and many weekly, monthly analysis of small cap, mid cap indices are showing that one should stay away from the mid cap and small cap space. Once we get stable scenario, then we will give more focus to mid cap, small cap. But in this uncertain scenario, in this falling market, we are not recommending you to go aggressive in mid cap and small cap, because they are looking very vulnerable on the charts, and the margin of safety is not there at all in mid cap and small cap space. And looking at the overall underperformance against the global market, so we have been underperforming against the US market, against Europe market, as well as some of the emerging markets like China and Hong Kong. So these all indices, developing markets as well as the developed indices, have been outperforming the Indian markets. We are the only one market in the not the only one, from the major markets we have been underperforming. Decoupling is going on, and because of the sentiment, very sentiment in domestic indices, markets are not able to recover and not able to perform as good as the other developed nations are doing. So as of now, we are into continuation of a downtrend. So basically, this was the view which was shared in our weekly report. And another thing I would like to show you is the product which we have designed, especially in this uncertain scenario. So basically, we have especially come out with the short-term MTF calls. We have taken this initiative and started giving short-term MTF calls, because if markets are going down, and this is a long only product, if we are taking a long bet on the margin, and the market is continuously falling, so obviously we will come out with the lesser ideas, because it's a long only product, and getting returns and generating alpha becomes very challenging in the falling market, because as we all know, 23% fall in the index itself is a big damage to the indices, and definitely portfolios have come down, so there has been a bigger damage in the portfolios. So in this type of environment, it is recommended that even if we see a bounce back and pullback in the market in the coming days, we should more focus on the large cap stocks and short term. So if you are generating 2-3%, 4% alpha in 2-3 session or 4 session, then it is better to book profits at higher level, because we never know if markets are going to sustain at higher level or not. So for that, we have started giving a short-term MTF calls, and in short-term MTF calls, going by our analysis, we prefer more into large caps. So in large cap space, we have been giving calls in especially NSE 100 category, top 100 companies we have been focusing for coming out with the MTF recommendation. So as I said that we should give more priority to large caps, we will try to come out with a MTF recommendation, the short-term MTF recommendation in the large cap category. So it will be safer also, and it will be also a liquidity is also there. And in case of short covering by the FIIs, the first buying will emerge in the large cap space. So the good chances of getting alpha and generating alpha is there in the large cap space as compared to mid cap and small cap. So recently, we have not issued that much calls, because markets were bearish, and we have not been aggressive in giving MTF recommendations. But yes, one recommendation is open from our side, which we gave yesterday, which is a Maruti, which is available at the cost. Yesterday, we recommended Maruti as a short-term MTF call in the NSE 100 category, that you can utilize on as of now. But once we see Nifty crossing the short-term hurdles of 23,000, 23,200, then definitely scenario will change, because nothing will remain permanent. So if we are in bearish market, and if we have fallen 13%, anytime soon we can see a trend reversal. And in the coming days, if we say some stable market or recovery in the market, we will come out with recommendations in the MTF category. So this is what I wanted to share, and I wish you all happy trading and the profitable trading in the coming session. And we will try to come out with more MTF calls if market sustains and give us the support. So this is what I wanted to share. Now over to you, Sharmila.
Thank you, Vinay. That was really, great understanding of the market and what we should be expecting from the market. So now we would go ahead and go on the product understanding of what is MTF. So so let me share my screen here with you all. One second. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
My screen is
Yes,
visible,
yes.
right? Okay. So now when we talk about MTF, that is margin trade funding, this is also called as buy stocks, pay later. Okay, that means what, you are buying stock today and you are paying it later. So this is what it means when we say that it is buy stock, pay later, or margin trade funding. Now, what are the key features when we talk about BSPL or margin trade funding is what here we are going to discuss. Now, when it comes to the key features of margin trade funding, we are buying a particular stock and have it for T plus 275 days. That means you can keep it available for almost over a period of 12 months. If you take 275 days, these are 275 trading days and not the calendar days. So if you look at this scenario, it comes almost a month, a little over a month, sorry, a year, where you can keep this position open and you can make profits and you can gain from this particular this. Now, what does MTF do? It enhances your buying power. That means if you have an X amount of money and you want to buy into the market a particular stock where you feel this is going to give, it has a good potential of about 20 to 25% upward trend, then here you we will give you the funding. The remaining funding is being provided by HDFC Securities, and then this enhances your buying power. Now, what do we charge on this? When we are giving you, when we are lending you something, we would definitely charge you, and that is a very small minimal charge of 0.05% per day on the outstanding amount till the position is settled. Now, how sometimes what happens is people say that, oh, I have cash. Some of them say I don't have cash. So here when we talk about buying into BSPL, we are open to taking cash or we are open to taking shares as collateral. That means what we will explain to you in the next slide. So here you can do your MTF through your mobile app. We have a new features, absolute a new IR, mobile app. I would request everybody to go to the App Store and download the latest IR app, which has excellent features in MTF. Okay, now let's take a very simple example. We will take the difference between, buying a particular stock in cash and buying a particular stock in MTF. So, example, you have a stock which is about say 100 rupees, and you feel that this stock will give you about 125 rupees in the next 1 or 2 months. That is the expected target price. This is what you would assume. So, assumption that you have a lack of rupees. So, if you have cash in your hand, you would get 1,000 quantity of this particular stock A. Now, if you look at the target, say after 2 months, you've achieved the target of whatever it was expected, it goes to 125. That means your profit has become 25,000 less the other charges, which the regulatory charges. Now, the same scenario, if you take into MTF, that is, you look at MTF as a product, you have leverage your buying power. That means what? You have 1 lakh. In case if you look at a 30% margin, we will give you, say 30% of that, which is about 3 lakh of rupees. So you have 4 lakh of rupees with you. And with this 4 lakh of rupees, you can buy this particular stock 4,000 quantity. Now, in case if this particular stock goes from 100 to 125, here your profit goes up to 1 lakh minus the other charges. So that's the difference between a cash and an MTF. So MTF is a very simple thing where you buy, we give you a margin and you trade with that margin provided by HDFC Securities. It is regulated by SEBI. Now, how does this process work? The day you buy or you take a position into MTF, it is called as a trade day. That is a T day. The next day, when you buy something in MTF, we will give you that X amount of shares into your DMAT after market hours. So it is credited into your account the next day. The third day, that is T plus 2. On this particular day, there will be a link which will be sent to you, which is an NSDL or CDSL, depending on whatever DMAT you would have with you. There is a link which is provided to you where you have to click on the link and accept the approval or accept the pledge. Now, once you do that, your MTF position starts and that gets into an open position. Now, in case you fail to do this particular, pledging, that is T plus 3. That means the fourth day, it will square off your position as it is, whatever is the situation at that particular point of time, the price, the number of shares, it will square off your particular position. So it is very, very important to understand that when you are doing MTF, two things. One is pledging of your shares is absolute mandatory. That is T plus 2. That is your third day. If you do not pledge, your position is squared off. Now, how do you pledge your shares? A link is sent to you. Now, NSDL, CDSL will send a link, or HDFC Securities will provide a link to you, which is available onto your mobile app also. We'll see that soon in the following slides. Here you will have to go click on the link and put in your OTP and approve it. So this is how it happens. If there is no link provided to you, then you can go to the NSDL or CDSL website and do the pledging on your own. Now let's see how margin is calculated. Now here, how would you calculate the particular stock that is there with you? So say for example, you have a stock, you've bought it at 100 rupees. The price is 100 rupees. So one stock is 100 rupees. And we've given you 30% of margin. That means you have given us 30 rupees and the remaining 70 rupees has been funded by HDFC Securities. So when this price goes anything plus 100 rupees, assuming it will go to 110, 105, 120, whatever price, that is 100 plus, whatever is the excess amount will be shown as an unrealized profit to you. It is only shown as an unrealized profit. You do not get any limits against it. Whereas, in case if this particular stock goes less than 100 rupees, that means it goes to, say for example, 90 rupees. Now, at 90 rupees, what is the 30% margin that needs to be charged? So that is 27 rupees. Now, ideally, what you have paid us day one is 30 rupees. But now the requirement of the new margin is only 27. So what we will do is we will refund that excess margin to you. However, since there is an M2M loss because your 100 rupees stock has gone to 90 rupees, there is a loss of 10 rupees. So what we will do is, since we have to debit 10 rupees from you and credit 3 rupees to you, overall, we would debit an amount of 7 rupees from your account. We will adjust that refund margin accordingly and debit that particular amount to you. So this is how margin is calculated. Now here there are two things. One is M2M profit and one is M2M loss. So in case if there is a profit, it is shown as an unrealized profit. In case if there is a loss, there is a margin calculation. There is a settlement which happens on a daily basis. And on a daily basis, you will be charged at 0.05% on your outstanding amount. Now, DDPI. Now, this is something very important which we need to understand, that in case if you want to do MTF, DDPI is mandatory. That is, demat, debit, and pledge instruction is absolutely mandatory. Until and unless DDPI is activated into your account, you will not be able to go ahead and place your order into MTF. This is done during when you open the account. Once your account is open, there is a link which is sent to you, for which you have to approve the link. And in about 5 working days, you will have your DDPI activated on the account. In case if this DDPI is not done, we keep sending links, to customers whose DDPI is not active. We keep sending these links to customers, so the customer has to actually go ahead, click on the link, fill in all the details. It is ideally a 50% is already filled in. The remaining 50% is what you have to fill in and submit it. Once this is submitted and all the details are correctly filled in, this DDPI would be active onto your account in about 5 working days. Now let's see what are the new features. I would request everyone to go ahead and actually go to the App Store and download the new IR app, in case if you all have not yet downloaded, because there are tremendous features that are available into our new app, the new Invest Right app, which is available as of date. Now, authorization pending alert. This is a T+3 day that where you have to authorize your particular transaction for into the MTF. So it keeps giving you an alert. Say for example, you've taken a position on T day. T second day there is a payout of the shares, and the third day where you have to pledge your pledge these particular shares for MTF. It keeps giving you MTF authorization pending. So it keeps giving you that alert every time. So you know that there is something pending on my end that I have to complete. So you can seamlessly, if you click on the banner, it will take you to the NSDL or CDSL website, whichever DMAT you have, and you have to finish your authorization process. Now, square of alerts. So what happens is, whenever there is a position that needs to be squared off, say this can be because there is a margin requirement, or maybe your T plus 275 days are getting over. So we will keep sending you square off alerts that please square off your position and convert this to delivery. When you want to convert this to delivery, you have to get your remaining whatever is your pending balance at that particular price that is there on that particular day, and settle the position and convert to delivery. So square of alerts will come into a new into a IR app. Now we have a dedicated MTF dashboard. Now in this dashboard, what happens is you understand what are your MTF trading limits, what is the available limit, what is the utilized limit. Now here it becomes very important for you to understand what is your available unit and what is your utilized unit, because probably your available unit could limits could be 5 lakhs. Okay, but you've out of the 5 lakhs, you've utilized only 2 lakhs. So we will charge you interest only on the 2 lakhs. The 3 lakhs is still there as a freely available limit into your account. So it keeps giving you this particular information by which you understand what is your limit by which you can utilize it for your MTF trading. Now, count of your open MTF positions. What happens is at one go, if you just click, you want to know how many MTF positions you have, it gives you the open positions, that these are the open positions of the MTF which I have into my account. So it gives you an entire list. You can go navigate to those particular MTF positions and you can get a detailed insight about each position. It also gives you the MTF stock eligible list. So once you go through this particular particular list and it also recommends you to buy, you can go ahead and buy that particular stock into MTF. So you know that this particular stock is available into MTF. We have about 800 stocks which are eligible for MTF as on date, and we would keep increasing these numbers as per the SEBI guidelines that would be available. Now, here we also have a margin calculator. Now, you do not know how much margin is needed because every stock will have a different margin. Maybe some stock may give you a 30% margin, some stock may give you a 40% margin, some may give you 50, and some may give you 25 too. So here you just have to select the particular stock. Now, please understand, we've put in Tata Motors here. This is not a recommendation. It is only put in for you to for you to help understand the particular aspect about how to use your margin calculator. So you put in a particular stock, say for example Tata Motors, and you want to buy one stock, so it will calculate. Now here 100 rupees is what you have, 900 rupees is what HDFC Securities will give you. So you know exactly that if I have to buy something worth 1000 rupees, 100 rupees is what I have to give at the moment. 900 rupees is what I will have to, which I will get as a margin from HDFC Securities. And then if in you're okay with this particular thing, this particular transaction, you go ahead and buy this with MTF. Now, MTF research recommendations. Now, we have an exclusive team who only looks at the markets 24 by 7. They keep looking at the markets and they keep giving you recommendations that they feel could make you earn some money in a decent amount of time for about 2 to 3 months, which are long positional calls. We just heard a research analyst specialist talking to you on this. So here you will see all the MTF recommendations that you have. You may want to go ahead and buy as per the MTF recommendations, or you may also want to use your own recommendations, and you may want to buy whatever stock would be eligible for MTF and buy it into MTF. Now when we give you recommendation, we give you the script name, we give you what could be the potential percentage of returns that you will be earning. We also give you the duration. So accordingly you may want to you calculate what is the profit that you will earn in these 2 particular months, and accordingly take a decision to buy into MTF. Now, your overall app here will give you your overall gain, your overall loss, your today's gain, your today's loss, what is your invested amount, what is the estimated funded amount, your position breakup. Since you have multiple MTF positions, it will also give you multiple MTF position breakups, whatever you've taken on different days also. Say maybe you could have bought Tata Motors on say 1st of Jan, 31st of Jan, and then on 14th of Feb. So it will what is it that you have bought that particular stock and how much have you bought. So it will give you multiple breakup of your MTF positions. It will also give you the square of date, and it will tell you how many days are left for you to complete your T plus 275 days. Because once this T plus 275 days are done, you will have to convert it into delivery, or you will have to settle the position. Now, in case if you want to convert to delivery, you just have to go on the tab and click convert to delivery. It will tell you how much amount is needed for you to put in, and you can easily get that money and get it convert to delivery. Now, what are the benefits of this particular revamped IR, mobile app that is being done? It has given you proactive management of your entire MTF. It has it gives you absolutely how to manage it on your own, do it yourself, itself, and it keeps giving you alert. It keeps telling you what are your positions, how much money you need. It tells you, okay, I have something pending which I have to go ahead and approve. It also gives you enhanced flexibility to convert, from MTF to convert to delivery. It gives you transparency because since you have the margin calculator, you have the list of scripts which are available, you have a dedicated position page. It gives you transparency of how much is HDFC funding you, how much is HDFC charging you on a daily basis, your interest, everything is seen by you, and it is a do it yourself kind of a thing. And it is absolutely user friendly when it comes to using our IR mobile app. Now, let me run a video for you just to understand how simple it is for us to just do the Invest Right app for you and doing your MTF. So, this will take about a minute. I would request everyone to go through this particular video. Okay. Wasn't that interesting for you all? It's as simple as, ordering a pizza. Okay. So now let's go to the next slide. Now, if you look at our research recommended calls, now, if you look at the last year performance, we have given about 75% of success ratio. So, e-margin calls, we gave about 238 calls, out of which, 244 were closed because we had earlier calls which closed in this financial year. And out of which positive were 185 and negatives were 59. And that's how we have about a 75 to 76% success ratio when it comes to MTF e-margin calls. So here, when you are using our research recommendations, we would request you to allocate funds accordingly as and when we uh, give you any stock recommendation. So we would request you to utilize all our recommendations. So when you do a basket kind of stuff, you have about 75% success ratio into your portfolio. And that is all from my end. So we will open up some question and answers here. In case if you all have any questions, I would request you all to please type in a question. Omkar, any questions? Omkar, I don't see any questions. I would request if anybody having any questions to please type in the questions, please. You have a box to type in your questions. Okay, here we have a question, how to get the list of recommended MTF stocks. Now, if you go to a website, to your IR app, it is available on the IR app also. Second is, if you go to a website and you go into the research section, or you just type in MTF recommended calls, you will get the list of all the recommended MTF stocks which are available. This sheet is updated on a daily basis. So here we will have equity also. We do have some of the ETFs which are also eligible, and we do have some of the Bs, Nifty Bs also, which are available into MTF, which is available on our website, and plus into our IR section, as we just seen into the video. Can we have the next question, please? Any more questions, people? We have one more question here. Okay, we have two questions here. One is related to a particular account. We will take that next. We have another question here. At the end of the holding T plus 275 days, if we don't want to go with delivery, do we need to pay the purchase price plus the daily interest alone to retain the equity? Okay. In case if it is T plus 275, if you don't want to convert it to delivery, it will be automatically squared off. That means the position will be settled. So at that T plus 275 days, whatever is the price, either you convert it to delivery or you square off the position or you sell it. We have one question here. If on the face we get the amount EOD, for example, 23127, but amount pulled out by you is not the same as 23127, please explain. Here I would want to request Mr. Ajay that since this is, are we talking of what amount? Are we talking about the margin shortfall? Are we talking what is pulled, whether it is pulled less or whether it is pulled no, lower than what is given or more than what is being given? I would request, Ajay to actually call up on a customer care, give his trading account, and we will look into it. I mean, is what I can say. Any more questions? Ajay, I would request you to actually, write into our customer care along with your trading ID, and we will look into it. And we will explain to you, because at this particular point of time, I don't have any details about your account. So I will not be able to explain. Is there any minimum holding period, or we can convert to delivery anytime? There is no minimum holding period. You can convert to delivery anytime. So if T plus the day you buy it, the second day the shares are given as your into your demat account. The third day you have to mandatory go ahead and pledge them. do your margin pledge, and the fourth day, your position is open. On the fourth day, you can start converting into delivery, so you can square off your position at any given point of time. There is no minimum holding period. The maximum is T plus 275 days. Ajay, I would request you to please write into our customer care with your account details. Okay, it's a loss of end of day. So in case if there is any loss of 23127, but the amount is not pulled at that particular point of time, because as I explained to you, it also depends on what is the margin that you have given. So it will calculate the margin that is required at that specific price, and it would also calculate your M2M loss, and accordingly it will pull the amount. But then for further details, you please write into our customer care with your ID. Thank you, Ajay. Any more questions? Request to put in your questions, please. Since I don't see any questions, and we would end a session here. I would really thank everyone to spending some time on this particular presentation. It was absolutely a pleasure to be with you all and make you all understand MTF, and I hope there was some understanding which was given to you all. Thank you so much for attending this webinar, and we would request each one of you all who've attended to try doing MTF just to understand what it is. If you have any questions, please do call up our customer care. We will be more than glad to help you with MTF. Thank you so much and have a lovely evening. Thank you.